Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding our inner Brock Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce, or since we were in LA, we're gonna go with some Hollywood royalty. How about we'll go with, again, Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis. Right. For y'all who don't know the greats who are Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis, they were married for over 50 years in Broadway, show business, TV shows. The list goes on and on. Besides them just being, in the industry, air quote, they also were activists for our folk. So they were down there, hear me, down to the march. What am I talking about? It's like funky Diamond, down to the march. But Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, just doing all types of civil rights and just civil liberties. They just, this is an example of Black love that, we all should look to be, and just as time goes on. I just want to bring a highlight to them, especially us being down in LA.
All right, shout out to them.
Shout out to Ruby Dee and Ozzie Davis. What you think about them?
They're the goats. They are the goats in there, and I can only strive to be as goat like as them.
And it was so sad, like when I think Ruby Dee passed away first. I don't know if Ruby Dee or Ozzie passed away first, but you can tell, like when that other one passed, she was like, "Oh Lord, this is gonna be too much." Because you get to the point where you didn't know them as separate anymore. You just knew them as a unit. Yeah, like
Niambi and Niambi.
Oh. Okay. Who is you?
I'm Nero. And this is episode 236, y'all.
Two what?
276. What? 276, y'all. Oh my God. Happy Friday.
Are you okay?
I'm having a little dyslexia moment.
It's okay.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black and okay. Mm-hmm. What's going on with you, baby?
Well, we are back from our little getaway in LA. Thank y'all for giving us some grace this past Wednesday, and it was a good time. Don't worry, we're gonna give y'all all the deets this episode. But what I did promise y'all was kind of like just birthday reflections. Mm-hmm. And first, I'm so grateful to have Niambi, and it was great to it wasn't a weekend getaway. I guess a weekday getaway. Mm-hmm. The privileges, right? The privilege of being, what's it called? Dinks?
Double income, no kids.
Double income, no kids. We can just leave on a Tuesday. Well, Mabel. No, Mabel don't count.
Yeah, for kids.
People with kids throwing a shoe at the speaker. They're like, if y'all don't sit down somewhere with Mabel. But overall, God is just good. But as I was reflecting on this year, of things that I was really happy about and things I want to grow about, I noticed that I wasn't living in the present as much as I should be. Mm-hmm. Like there were moments that I really should have been here for, and I wasn't. And not that I wasn't physically there, but I was looking in the past or looking to forward for validation, second guessing myself. Oh, this happened. Does this impact this now? Or if I do this now, what does that mean for 5 years? And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for planning. There's a time and place for reflection. But I was way too caught up in those. And I wasn't just in the now. I really missed a lot of beautiful moments that I should have stopped, smelled the roses, and opened my eyes to. And this year, that's what I really plan on doing. So this year, I really plan on being in like my body and my mind more. So emotionally and physically present. Now, y'all know I'm going into my 33rd year. This is the godly year. So I plan on showing up and showing out. You ready for that, Nero? Yeah. A lot of folks will be like, why everybody be like 33 is a godly year? Didn't the Lord pass? Yeah, the Lord passed. Let's hope you don't pass. But I do see it as a shedding of a certain era, a shedding of a certain skin, a dying of a certain era of you, and a rebirth of something else. So I hope that comes to fruition. But again, y'all, I know I've hinted at this as I was doing personal training and how I wasn't in line with my breath or not in line with what was hurting, or I just want to be in tune for what makes me feel good, what makes me feel bad. How do I change that? Like, how do I just be physically and presently here? But I know to do that, I have to go on this self-exploration and this nurturing of myself. And in nurturing, that also means I need to do a little parenting of myself. Mm-hmm. So I really have to get in this space where I have to reflect on some things that happen in my life and make sure I'm completely healed on them so I can go into this 33rd year easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's some stuff that it's that 7-year-old, 14-year-old, 18-year-old, 21-year-old, 25-year-old Niambi that I got to parent and get right. It ain't nobody's fault, ain't Niram's fault, ain't my parents' fault, ain't no friend's fault, ain't nobody's fault but Niambi, and the only person that can heal through whatever those traumas or incidents or whatever just keep replaying is really my job to heal that up. And I want to focus on that this year. Mm-hmm. So those are kind of my reflections from from this birthday and going into next year. It's like, how do I get in tune, mind, body, and spirit within myself? And then how do those past transgressions or traumas, Black when we try to downplay traumas that has happened to me, how do I go back and heal? Because you know what the healers say, when traumas happen to you, you get stuck in that space. Mm-hmm. So if it happened to you at 7, you 7. If it happened when you was 12, you're 12. We're at 20, you're 20. Right. And that's not where I'm at. I need to get through that. So I need to go back, see what Niambi of that time needed, provide myself that so I can then move on. So wish me luck, y'all. I'm happy. What do you think? Is that enough reflection? Niran was like, you got to reflect. You're always asking me questions.
You do. You always reflecting. What was your high of?
That wasn't good enough for y'all.
What's your high and low this past year?
My roses and thorns.
Yes.
My lemon squeeze. My lemons and lemonades.
Yes.
My high point would be, everything's been a high point. I would say just getting in my groove overall. So I would say maybe the last 3 months have been my high of just getting in my groove and not feeling like a visitor in my own space in town. So as long as I've been working in Silicon Valley, I felt like a visitor, but now I feel like this is where I need to be. And even in the city we live in, I felt like I was visiting, just passing by. But the last 3 or 4 months, I was like, oh no, this is where I live. Mm. And this is starting to feel like home. And also just some of the commitments I made to myself. In this place we move, I'm like, yeah, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is the budget. This is what I'm going for. Where before I was like, I don't know. So it's just that sense of home that I've created, that we're creating has been the high for me that I don't think I necessarily had last year. Nice. Low? I think it's kind of what I'm working on. That living in the past or future too much. Mm-hmm. To the point now that I'm at the end of the year and I reflected on all the things I was worrying about, because as you know, when you worry about things, most of the time the stuff you worry about is 10 times worse than what actually happens. And that has absolutely been the case for me. So the idea of worrying about the past, the future, stuff we know, right? Trying to control others' behaviors and react. The only thing you can really control is yourself and how you react. Not even the things that happen to you can't control, but you can control how you react. But so I was disappointed in myself and falling off that a little bit, right? Because I'm a prayer warrior. Because what did DJ say? Prayer not only changes things, but it changes the prayer. So it's something about when you get on your knees and you close your eyes and you hand it all over that is just there. So I just got to get back in that space because I got to know I'm a good woman. What did the old Christian folks say? I'm a pillar of salt. How do you describe good women? You ever heard that? The old folks in the church used to describe women as salt. Salt. Yeah, no, I suggest you don't know. You ain't never heard that.
I don't go to church. I don't know.
I thought you said you was in church your whole life.
No.
Until you turned 17. Mm-mm. So which one is it?
No, I've just been baptized a lot.
How many?
At least 5 or 6.
You've been in that water. But that's the thing they used to say down in the South, or Southern Baptist churches, that's saying like women are the idea that women, or air quote good women, are like salt. And when you become a great woman, you become a salt pillar, meaning that you give that salt off to other people. And salt meaning a lot of things, metaphorically, that you season things. Oh. So when you have a house and a home, it's just not right without you in it, right? You just add a little sauce to it. Salt meaning killing off bacteria and germs, as a preservative, right? That's a salt. Use a woman of salt. That means that
high blood pressure.
No matter if you get too much of it. If you get too much, everything in moderation. So that's what they used to say, you want to be of salt, that type of thing. Because you season your family, you preserve your family. You're like the rock of your family. And that's what the salt. That's old school. I ain't heard that in a long time. But that's what the old school used to really talk about. Am I the only one that heard women being of like salt? And the idea is like a good woman, air quote, like holds the family together, brings folks together, prays through things. This is like going back to the old praying grandma type stuff. Like your grandma, I know a lot. I know my grandma, auntie, mama done prayed me out a lot of stuff. I think I was listening to T.D. Jakes, and he said some of y'all done stopped praying because y'all done got cute. I said, child, yeah, you can tell the grandmas done stole down on the praying. Look like they done slowed down on the prayer because they eating keto. They done forgot they got lightheaded. Anyway, any other questions for me? But does that make sense about salt? The metaphor, it's metaphorical. Of being salt. You talking about high blood pressure. That's just like a nigga. Ain't nobody tell you to eat me. See, that's the problem. Because that's a good metaphor. Because they say, when they were talking about salt, it's like, a good slow cooked home meal, right? And then when a good woman gets so good, when she get a man, sometimes they get so good to a man to forget that it's his woman and think that it's his mama because she just want to crawl up under her because she that good. Now, come on. That's when you get the high blood pressure because because she's a pillar. She holds things up. She wipes your tears. She's there for you. She makes shit work. And that's when you get in that territory. If a man is not trained up on how to have a wife and how to treat a good woman well, he then slips into the category of treating his woman as if it's his mama because she's handling everything she's supposed to do on her side of the bargain, but he's not. But don't get me to preaching. That's old school. I had to go way back and dust off some sermons. I have to go look at my church notes to really break it down to y'all. But that's the gist of it. But I do remember pastors talking about that. And that's how a lot of men get confused and want their wives and partners to be their mama. And that's when women get frustrated. Like, I'm not your mama. I'm just here to have your back when and if needed. But I got to do it all the time. That's a problem. And that's when resentment builds and all that stuff. But does the salt make sense with the metaphor?
Yeah, it makes sense.
With all the things salt and it preserves and season, making stuff good, and you can clean with it. You can do all types of things. You can roll away at the bad stuff, all that stuff with salt. So much stuff you can do with salt. And women, if you are salt. Because that also goes with the sermon where, if you notice in the Bible, God doesn't talk a lot about let's pray for women. I think there's only one. I don't even think the woman's named that he said pray for. And it goes back to being like, well, dang. Are we unappreciative? Like, what's going on? But that's another sermon, y'all. We talking about my birthday. Any other questions about my birthday reflection?
Yeah. What advice you got for the 1995 babies and younger who was moving into their...
What advice do I got?
Yeah.
Child. Keep moving. Don't stop. It's going to be better. Don't look back. That's what I would say. Sometimes we tend to get real nostalgic on what was, that we think that what was the best we have, that we don't know that God, the grand architect, whoever you believe in, Buddha, Allah, got something so much better for you. So you might think that your teens was cute, then you wait till your 20s. You might think your 20s were cute, but wait till your 30s. You might think your 30s was cute, but wait till your 40s. You might think your 40s was cute, wait till your 50s. So I think that's been my biggest advice, because there's something about when you hit a certain age range. I think when you're younger, you try to grow up too fast, then you hit this point where you're like, oh, I want to go back. I want to be a baby. I want to start over in the vagina. But honestly, the best kept secret is the longer you live, the better it gets. So that's my advice. Keep living, keep moving.
That's what's up.
You like that advice? No.
I like that.
Well, that is my check-in. What's going on with you, Miriam?
I ain't really got to check in. It been low key. I've just been having a great time with Niambi that we're going to talk about in these pillow talks. So let's just head on there. I really ain't got much to say.
Okay.
So let's talk about our little trip to LA.
Okay.
I'm going to let you start on now.
Okay, so first we did Southwest there. And usually I'm not a Southwest girl. I'm more of a Delta. Let's take that back. I'm more of a have your seat type of girl. It always gives me anxiety on Southwest because seats aren't assigned, and I'm never want to pay the extra $15 to have them check me in because it seems like an extra waste. What, both ways? Two people, what's that, $60? It seems like a waste of $60. So I always set all types of alarms and shit and pray that my internet works so I can check in. I was lucky. We got in the A group all times because Niambi had her alarm set. But it just gave me anxiety riding Southwest. Also, Southwest is a different type of airline, y'all. I feel like we went on Southwest. When I was on Delta, child, they was weighing my bag and everything else. I feel on Southwest, you just put that little pin on your suitcase and they be like, thanks. I'm like, do they work here?
They don't even weigh your shit.
They just like roll it. And I feel like they just rolled it in the corner. They're like, thanks. I was like, do they work here? And they just took your shit.
They just took it.
Also, the flight attendant, shout out to the flight attendant, they just wear polos and a pair of khaki shorts.
Like they work at Target.
I said, do you work on this plane? And they was just too casual. First of all, I thought it was going to be something because on our way there, somebody was on the phone. And the flight attendant was like, listen, bitch, if you don't turn on the phone, we're turning around. And the man was like, oh, I'm sorry. I said, they gangsta on Southwest. But I just don't know how to even pick the right seat. I'll let Niran talk about his strategy. It's just too much. I like to have my seat already motherfucking assigned. It's too much.
So when we was pulling up there, we was actually in the Uber. So I was like, Niambi, what's the strategy? She like, what strategy, Niram? I said, every time you ride Southwest, you got to have a strategy. I don't know. I just usually go to the back. Like,
do go to the back.
No, you got to have a strategy. Well, what's your strategy?
That's what I said. I said, nigga, what? Usually when I buy plane tickets, it tell me E3 or AB or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
A5.
So I'm like, well, I'm a big nigga. I'm 6'2", and some poundage heavy as hell. Mm-hmm. I said, my strategy is always to try to sit not next to, but either in the aisle or a window of another big nigga like me. In hopes that nobody will want to sit between two big niggas unless the plane is 100% booked.
Yeah.
So that's usually my strategy. It's to find somebody, not a skinny person, like, because usually if you're in the back or like in like a C group or B group, that's usually what I try to do. I try to find somebody in like the first 10 to 15 rows. Yeah. Anything before the exit row. And I try to find somebody, a big nigga like me. And I say, hey, a big sister like me.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, if anybody's sitting there in the aisle or in the window, and I just go ahead and sit there on hopes that, and if they black, that's extra points. Because nobody wants to sit.
Between black people. That's what I told Niram. I said, no one ain't going to sit next to us because we black.
Nobody wants to sit in between two fat black people.
Bless them.
I'm just speaking the truth. This is the only time where being fat and black works out to your favor is when you're riding Southwest. Because they like, I'm going to pick any other seat.
Yes.
But the seat there. So Niambi's like, I don't know. I think we should sit next to each other. I said, no, Niambi. We going to find the first open row. You going to go in first and lock up that window. Yeah. I'm going to lock up the aisle and I'm a man spread.
You said I'm going to lock up.
I'm going to lock up that aisle. I'm going to put on my noise canceling headphones. I'm going to have my book out. You look down on your book too.
Nero told me not to look at nobody.
Don't look at nobody. Don't smile at nobody. You just look at that book with your noise canceling headphones, and you women spread too. Just make it look like it ain't even no middle seat there. And then and then when everybody came on, Niambi said, "We made it." I said, "No, we ain't made it yet because there are people who ain't sat down yet." Niambi.
They just find someone for their suitcase.
Because what they do, because usually what happens in Southwest is, you know, they look at the first couple of rows and like, oh, it got to be some in the back because the flight attendant is always like, there's more in the back, there's more in the back. And then what happens is that back start filling up.
Yeah.
And then that back start filling up. And then if the plane is real full, it'll start moving up towards that front. Yeah. So that's why I be trying to get in like that first three to five rows because
this is too much.
I'm for real, because as people go all the way to the back and they know they already thinking like, well, damn, I'm already back here and there's a row of people back here. I'm just forced to get one of these middle seats in the back, and then it just start filling up from the back all the way up. Yeah. And if you in that first 4 or 5 rows, by the time they get back to you, they already sat down unless it's a completely full flight.
Yeah.
So what happened was...
And they usually warn people it's a full flight getting on. Like, sit your ass down.
Yeah. Find a seat, sit the fuck down. And so what had happened was we was maybe a 95, 96% flight where just about everybody was sitting 3 to a row. And then there's a few of them. And you know what's the few? Those in the front.
Yeah.
So it was this one white guy. He came and looked. He looked like he was about to come sit next to me.
And Nero told me, don't look up, Night. It'll miss me. Good evening.
I'm telling Niambi, don't you look in your book.
Don't you smile.
Don't you smile. Don't smile. Look in your book. And if you do, give you your harshest mean mug. Yeah. Like somebody that woke you up from your beauty rest. And that motherfucker looked like he was about to sit next to me, and I gave him the meanest mean mug. And there was an empty seat in front of me.
So he just took it.
The empty middle seat in front of us between like 2 skinny Asian people. Yeah. He was like, oh, no, I'm going to sit here instead. Mm-hmm. And then voila.
And on the way back, it was a super empty flight. Mm-hmm. So everybody got their own seat. And the flight attendant was like, we're only 70% booked. Everybody gets their own aisle or window seat. Mm-hmm. Please sit down.
Please sit down.
But then after that, we got to LAX. What is this mess that we call LAX? What is LAX, y'all? Now I see why I fly in the Long Beach. LAX is operating as if it's a small little airport with 3 people. But meanwhile, it's like a gateway to the freaking United States and the world. People are coming all over the place. Right. Like, it was just a mess. What would you say about LAX? It was just hard to get in and out.
I can't get
LAX.
it out. LAX is a shit show.
Yes.
I don't know why people fly in there. I don't know
I'm
why
not
people
interested
fly
in
out.
going to LAX no more.
It's a bad airport.
I think I'm gonna do Long Beach, even if that means I gotta like drive further. I think I'm okay with that because the traffic's still not gonna be as bad as it is in LA.
Yes.
Because even getting to the airport, we're only like 20, 30 miles away, and it took almost an hour.
Yeah.
If 20, 30 miles away, like a solid hour.
I want to say it was more like 15 minutes. I mean, 15 miles away.
Yeah, and I was like, it's something going on here. Niram, you're gonna talk about this. We decided to rent a car. The Lord whispered in my ear and says, Niams, you're going to LA. It's not really a commuter-friendly city. You probably should get a car. But I'm like, but Lord, I'm going to the park. Then the Lord was like, check and see how much it costs for Uber from the airport to the park. I said, $100, Lord. He said, yes. Wouldn't that be the cost of renting a car a whole weekend? I said, you're right, Lord. So we ended up renting a car. First option, I wanted to be real hood rich and get like a luxury car, a top back. But I was like, you know what? Be fiscally fit with your money. We don't need no top back. We okay. Then, do y'all know it's called Silver something? You know, Aldi have their own rental service where it's just Aldi, the dealership. It's called Silver something. And you pay, it's like super cheap. It's like 20 some bucks a day. And they drive right to the front of your, where the luggage drop off. And the person swaps out the car for you. And you like renting an Aldi. It's basically like old leased Aldi.
Oh, it's called Silver Car.
Silver Car. And it's like, it's no lines. You get these nice ass Aldis. It's super good, but they were sold out or like, cause I just wanted the A4. So I wanted a small one. I didn't need the big truck cause the bigger trucks start costing more money. Sold out. So I was like, well, all right, let me just hit this hot wire and see what we gonna bless. Cause everything else is like $300, $400 for like 3-4 days. And I'm like, that, I don't know if that's worth it. But if we can find something like $150 or cheaper, we could. But look what happened. The Lord blessed us and we found something for $80. Niram, please tell about the $80 rental and how cheap it cost you. But the Silver Car hot. It's like the major airport. So if y'all going there, I would definitely give it a shout out. It's at all major airports. And instead of y'all going through like Hertz or something, just go through Silver Car and it's directly through Aldi. And they like drive right up to like your drop off baggage claim or rival gates. And you literally just jump in the car and go. It's amazing.
Interesting.
And it's Aldi's, brand new Aldi's.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, did you know about that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Silver Car.
So Niambi, I let Niambi be a charge. I say, here's my credit card. Just rent a car. So Niambi said, I got one down to $80 because at first she was like, we're gonna get this 2-seater Mitsubishi top back. Yeah. And it's like then we'll get a caddy, and then maybe we'll just get a Mustang. And I was like, I just need a car. And so we get this shit at this place called Advantage Auto.
We should have known. It should be called Disadvantaged. It should be called Disadvantaged.
It should be Disadvantage Auto.
Because cheap gonna cost you.
And it was $80. I'm like, all right, cool. So
that's a great deal, though.
The night before, because the night before I said, Niambi, like, did you send the stuff to me? She's like, yeah, the reservation is there, like, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, well, let me see, like, where is this place at? I never heard of this place, but let me look it up on Yelp. I look it up on Yelp. Guess how many stars it got? 1.5. And I look at Niambi. I said, baby.
Yeah.
I know this is your birthday weekend. And I know we're trying to make this as smooth because we always get into arguments before we go out of town.
We haven't done that in the last 3 trips. Stop. Don't put that demon on me. That spirit.
But I just want to let you know, I was trying to figure out where this place was at, and I found it on Yelp, and it has a 1.5-star rating.
I said, well, at least they got one.
So I just want you to know, be prepared for the fuck shit.
What'd I say?
Oh, okay, I'm prepared. I figured it cheap gonna cost me. I'm gonna pay. I said, oh, okay. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I just know it got 1.5 star. So just be prepared for what the fuck they give us. Yep. A 1995 Pinto with the roll down, not even the power windows, with the roll down windows.
No working air.
No AC.
Oh my goodness. But
we get there.
We got lucky. The Lord was looking out.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we got there, I was like, Niram, that's the bus. We got to go.
So we
and
ran.
Niram, we going to miss it. I said, no, we're not.
We ran, got on the bus.
Because people saying that people was waiting an hour to get on the rental bus. I seen that bus. I said, Niram, if you don't drag that suitcase and get across this street.
So we ran and got on the bus. It was already hot. The AC was blowing, but it felt like no
Those
cool
hot air wasn't
air
working.
coming out.
It wasn't working.
So, and that's when we learned about the horrors of LAX traffic.
Yes.
Because we had to stop at every terminal.
Every terminal.
And because there's only one bus to pick up people or drop people off.
Yes.
So as people was getting off, people was getting on.
Yes.
And it took us an hour to get 5 miles. And
while we're sweating.
While we're sweating, I'm about to have anxiety attack because it's just stale hot air.
And they only got a window cracked.
No windows cracked.
No one. Remember the one in the back where I was like, put me by the window.
And all I'm doing is fanning my hat in front of me, just trying to get some type of air in front of me because the stale air about to make me start hyperventilating and shit.
Yeah.
So we get off the bus, and then everybody makes a beeline to where it needs to be. Wait another 45 minutes in line.
Because they only got 3 people working.
They got 3 people there.
I met another person from Switzerland. We had me and his wife had a good conversation. She was like, "Is all the ones that look like this in the United States?" I said, "No, this is a cheap one." And have you heard of the saying, "Cheaper cost you"? And she just started laughing. She just
So we do all that, and finally, and then I see what's going on.
We got lucky
because I see what's going on because it's the white guy and he busting everybody over the head. You need our insurance. Your insurance don't cover it.
You need our insurance. You need roadside. I said
you need roadside service.
A rental company don't cover roadside.
You need, if you get a flat tire, you got to pay for it.
You fix the tire. Fuck.
What else he was saying? You need a GPS. You need a real GPS, not the phone on your phone.
Because you're going to lose reception.
You're going to lose reception with your phone, so you need a real GPS. He's slapping people over the head. So I'm like, all right, I already got to put on my Detroit Mean mug. Tell this
we don't want nothing.
I
got AAA. I got good. We both got good ass insurance, and we got credit cards that cover all this shit. Anything that should pop off, we should be good.
So we get there as a sister, and I said, "Sister, I know you got to do your spiel, but I'll let you know I got that good insurance, and I'm paying with my credit card. So you know what that means? I'm double insured." Because she's like, "Well, your insurance don't cover it." I said, "But my credit card carries everything else." I called and checked.
And I got AAA. So don't come with that flat tire shit.
And Niambi got AAA. And you know how whatever car you in the car.
Loans I'm in the car.
So we don't need none of that. Only thing she got me for is prepaying that gas. Because that gas is expensive.
Yeah, the gas, she got down to $3.30 for us. That was reasonable.
So we get the car. And you got to do a little inspection. And I'm like, this is a cheap ass place. So let me go ahead and do this hot ass inspection.
I thought I was like a resident assistant back in college.
Dent
I was
here,
going through all the dents, scratches,
dirt, car dirty.
I was like, car filthy. I said, "Oh, you're not gonna get me." I think I put Nick on window. I didn't even see one, just in case.
And then we got on the car. Yeah. And
there was another sister there. She didn't even read all that shit we wrote down. She was like, "Thank you. Here your copy."
We got in the car and we're on our way.
Yes. Then we ended up at Roscoe's, Niam's favorite place. Go ahead and take it away. Whenever we in Southern California, Niam finds he is magnetically drawn to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
I love Roscoe's.
Why you love Roscoe's?
A, I love the name. B, I love chicken.
I love waffles.
And I love waffles. It's like having brunch every time. Because a nigga love waffles, and you can have waffle any time of the day.
Actually, I really do like their waffles. I know some people kind of shit on their chicken and other stuff, but I do like I like that malty flavor. I actually really think their waffles are very good.
Their waffles are the bomb. Some people do complain about their chicken, but the waffles,
it depends on the day with that chicken. Yeah. But we had a good batch.
We had a good ass batch. We had a waiter who had a whole bunch of rings.
Oh, what? Describe him. He was reminding me of Nadifa's husband. But imagine if Nadifa or anybody listening, if it was Nadifa's husband, heavier, a little taller, with rings on every finger.
And braids.
That
was pretty much
to the point where I was like, "Is that you? What you doing out here? What done happened?"
But he was cool though.
Oh yeah, he was cool.
He's a cool dude. So
definitely Niram energy.
He's like, "Oh, y'all want some more chicken?" Here y'all go.
All right, yeah. That breast look a little small, so I hit y'all with 2 pieces. That's what's up. I said, oh my God, I'm so distracted by your rings.
And I'm just so blinded by his...
By all his rings. I said, he must not be doing no hard labor to wear them many rings.
How much do Roscoe's pay? They waiters.
I'm trying to do the math. But you know them little diabetes drinks be expensive. I always hit the lemonade and the fruit punch. That's just sugar on top of sugar. You really can dilute it with seltzer and have at least 3 or 4 drinks. But I drink it at one, and it's amazing. Also, I love Roscoe's because you go there, if there's any drop of anything on your plate, they taking it with you. Like, we had half our drink left, and usually at places you just leave your drink. He was like, let me get y'all a cup for that drink.
Let me get y'all a cup for this.
I said, oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
Let me get y'all some straws. I ain't supposed to give y'all straws, but here.
What?
Because we in California.
Them straws don't be working no more. Oh, he gave you, that's why he gave it to you?
Yeah.
He said, don't be telling nobody.
Don't tell nobody to give you the straw.
Oh my goodness. It becomes hood, what's it called? Currency.
So yeah, so we went to Roscoe's in Inglewood. What the hell is going on in Inglewood?
Y'all, what's going on with that gentrification in Inglewood? You know, it was some blocks that I was like, yeah, Inglewood. This feel closer to home. The other blocks, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Who is these white men walking? They dog. What's going on?
I knew it was changing because I seen a white lady in a tank top running with a little bitty dog.
Running past the Roscoe's, but at the same time in Roscoe's, we had so much security circling. I was like, where are we at? Because it didn't feel like it's somewhere you need. It reminded me, you know, y'all in Detroit, you go to certain Coney Islands, they be having bulletproof glass up. And you be like, what the fuck is, I ain't to go, nigga. I'm not eating here.
No.
It ain't had no bulletproof glass, but the way security was floating, I'm like.
They had the police in there.
I'm like, what's going on? I said, should we not leave the rental with my little suitcase? Hide it, honey. Put the blanket down.
And then we walked out the door and we said, we see.
Yeah, it was because some niggas doing some nigga stuff. I think it was some niggas from New York was trying to rob us. They done made their way to California. I know I'm talking about. Listen to a couple episodes back. I seen them. But it is a lot of gentrification going on. Like a lot. Very abruptly going on in Inglewood right now.
It don't even be called Inglewood anymore. It's going to be called Ingle Heights.
You said Ingle Heights. The platform's gonna look around like, what the hell is this? What the hell is going on around here?
Another thing before we move on to the next thing. Game bangers was just banging in this beautiful of location. Y'all must niggas ain't never seen what Detroit look like in the wintertime.
I kept telling that to Nero. We was running down the block. I said, look at these palm trees in the sun and blue skies and green grass. And y'all be banging hot. I told Nero it was too pretty to fight. I feel like it'd be certain areas. You know, I think back to Detroit and where folks will fall out. I feel like it'd be like the trees be gone. It'd be gray outside. Houses be abandoned. Here it's like full thick ass neighborhood.
Right.
With like Roscoe's on the corner. We just got the Coney. And Roscoe's is black owned. Right. Our Coney ain't usually black owned. It's somebody else. Like,
right.
It was a different energy. I just don't know. I mean, I guess they say sometime in Detroit, they be like, it's too cold to be fighting. I don't know how you niggas be fighting in -10 either. And y'all still do.
Be killing niggas and shit.
Yeah, you be fighting. It's too cold. It's too beautiful. It's too cold. But me and my friends always just tease. We be like, it's -12 and niggas are still fighting.
Yeah.
It's too cold for this. We on the lodge with it.
We on the lodge with it.
What's wrong with y'all?
So what else do we go from here?
Well, Niram surprised me. So we went to Universal Studios, y'all. Remember, I was nervous about the strollers, the crowds, the heats, the hour waits, the riding 2 rides in 8 hours. Niram I was like, well, let's get to this park early. Let's be the first ones in before because it started getting hot about 1. So if we can knock out between like 9 and 1, at least get the majority of the shit we really want to do, and then we can kind of just do what we're gonna do. When it's hot, we can hide, do some shows, and then maybe right before it closes, we do 1 or 2 last rides. And Niram, he playing along with me. We going to the park early, and Niram was like, we should be VIP, and I'm like, listen, nigga, the way the account's set up, no. I already done told you what I done got. I done put in this discount code. This is what we getting. And Niram, what you done did? What you done surprised us with? Niram got us what?
I got you VIP, baby, for your birthday.
Tell the folks what VIP are. Now, this ain't some shit you can always do, y'all. Having Universal All Access VIP let me know how poor, I'm going to say we, all of us truly are. Because this is how people with money do it. Honestly, in our tour, we were the only Americans in our tour.
Yeah.
Everybody else wasn't from weren't American. Also, the whole time on the VIP tour, I've seen 3 black families. Mm-hmm. Did you?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Out of at least, it was a lot.
So yeah, like Niambi was saying, like Niambi had this trip booked. You know, I didn't know if I had this job.
Yeah, because that's this trip. I remember I just wanted to treat myself. I was like, I
Right.
want to do something, and I don't want to just go to Popeyes and eat the chicken. Can we talk about that chicken sandwich? Me and Niram tried to get a chicken sandwich. Popeyes line was out the door. I said, I want to do more than get a piece of Popeyes and a sprinkle cupcake. I really wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to spend some money. And at first I was going to do like an all-inclusive resort, but that was a little bit too expensive, especially if Niram didn't have a job. But I was like, you know what I can do? I can go to Southern California and I can play my ass off at Universal Studios and drink as much fucking butter beer as I want. Go ahead.
So Niambi been looking on this trip. She done got the app. She been looking at wait times.
I've been trying to balance it. I'm like, oh Lord, Niram. It'd be like a random Tuesday. I'm like, it's a 45-minute wait for Transformers. And he'd be like,
What?
what are you talking about?
So she looking on the app. She's planning out stuff. She trying to figure out where we gonna go first. What time we gonna get Butterbeer. All this other stuff.
Because it's weights.
And, you know, once I found out I got this job, I was like, oh, we're going VIP. Because Niambi had mentioned a few times, like, dang, you know.
Because when we got it was like a discount. So we were able to get the express tickets, but they were discounted. And they had the VIP ones that was more, but I was like, ooh, I don't know. That's a little bit much.
So Niambi just kept mentioning these VIP tickets. Like, ooh, you know, what if we had VIP? We wouldn't have to wait. We had to do none of this. And she just kept mentioning it. So I was like, oh, okay, I got this job now. So we go check in and we get our stuff. And I was like, can we upgrade?
And I'm looking at him like, nah, this nigga. Is he kicking tires, nigga? I got to get to the Harry Potter line before it get past 45 minutes.
Niambi talking about, we ain't got to upgrade. We ain't got to upgrade.
Come on, let's go. I got to get in line.
I got to go. Because, like, when they opened, niggas was running and shit.
Niggas go.
Niambi said, wait there. I'm like, let them go. We got fast pass, baby.
Yeah, we have at least express pass.
I said, oh, okay.
But we only had the express pass. You can get on all the rides once.
One time. One express.
One express, honey.
I said, I got something for that ass. I got this job, but I ain't going to tell her. Because, you know, the thing about Niambi is you can't tell her what you finna do because she's going to try to talk you out of it. It's something about her careful black girl that's going to have you talk you out like, no, I don't need it. I don't want it.
Well, you got to tell the people what
we going to get there.
Oh, okay.
Get there. So we get to check in, and I was like, man, we should be VIP. It's your birthday. I know now, but, you know, next time, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck that.
Oh, my God.
Give it to me now.
I was like,
I
said,
said,
how much is it? What is?
Can we upgrade?
Yeah,
you can. For blank board. Niambi.
What is that? What's that? Like somebody ripped the Band-Aid off.
Ooh. No, we ain't got it. Baby, it's okay. We good. We just gonna ride one ride.
We just gonna ride it once.
Gonna ride it once. And I was like, no. It's your birthday. Yeah. I got this. Come on down. Let it go. It's all on me, baby. And I get that VIP. And I am well, I don't even know what's in the VIP. And I just started playing Bashful, knowing that she looked at, knowing
every
she
night before I go to bed.
Googled everything before she went to bed, what's in the VIP versus the one she didn't got. Can y'all tell me what's in the VIP? It don't matter.
What?
So they give us the VIP, and then they walk us.
It is a hierarchy.
And then, so we get the VIP. Well, first of all, we almost didn't get it because the slow-ass cashier we had.
This girl was putting in the number on the back of his card
kept putting in my credit card number wrong, and it kept declining. And the thing is, she's like, Naomi said, what's going on? Like, what's up? I said, Naomi, I just used my card. And I was like, she's putting in the thing wrong. So she's like, are you sure it ain't blank, blank, blank for your what's? And I was like, no. Like, you put it in wrong. Oh, okay. Well, let me try it again. And it went through. Meanwhile, my phone buzzing because every time I didn't got the protection on my credit card, so every time something go on, like it just keep these notifications like, we're sorry, we can't process your card because your your CVC number is incorrect. Yeah, that number in the back. Yeah. So every time she putting it through, it's saying on my phone like somebody's trying to process your card but have the wrong number. So I'm asking her, like, is everything okay? Like, no, everything's good. And then she's like, well, I just want to try one more time because your card's not going through. Am I putting this number in right? It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Then went through, we got the VIP. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm going to walk you out to the front. I said, walk us to the front for what?
What? Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to take you to the VIP lounge.
What?
What?
Nigga's a lounge.
VIP lounge?
I didn't even notice this motherfucker. As many times I've been to a park.
I'm going to take you to the VIP lounge. So she walked us all the way back to the front of the park after we was in the middle of the park. And I said, what the hell is going on here? Go up there, they give us our VIP badges, tell us everything's going on, let us know when we're gonna meet up with our tour guide, and say, oh yeah, we got breakfast up there, just enjoy yourself while it's time for the tour guide. If you want to ride some rides, you can, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit everything while we're here, and your tour guide's gonna hit everything. Niambi, what? I don't know, Nero, what's going on? I think I'm missing my times. And Nero said, baby.
Because I'm just looking at the app, the time's getting longer and longer.
I said, baby, you VIP now. You ain't got to worry about this shit.
Our tour didn't start till 9:30, 9:45. And I was already supposed to be done with Mummy by then.
And so Niambi had this shit all planned out. Also, Niambi got on her war gear. So she got on a workout shirt.
Yes,
that's like moisture wicking,
so I ain't got to sweat.
Niambi then tied her hair back into those two big slave braids that go in the back, and then put on one of my hats. Put that all the way down low. She got on yoga pants and gym shoes with a running fanny pack that she took from me that she didn't.
Because I got to be hands free.
And then she put everything in a plastic bag.
Just in case I get wet.
In one of Mabel's poop bags.
Because it's Jurassic Park.
And then gonna put it in there.
Because it's Jurassic Park. And I got my sunscreen on because black don't crack.
And so I let her go through all of that shit. And then we head on up to the VIP lounge in Niambi. I look out of place now.
Because I was ready. I was ready to sit in line. I was ready to be in the sun. Mm-hmm. I was ready for them. Because some of them rides, they be like, put it in the locker. I'm like, I ain't putting shit in the locker. Everything in my fanny pack.
And so we got up there. We ate that good ass breakfast.
Oh my God, fresh juice. Like you overlook everybody, all the poor, as they come in looking at the maps trying to plot out their day.
And all that, look, Niambi, that could have been us.
That was us. That will be me again. But it's gonna be hard.
So, what are your thoughts?
It was good, but tell the folks what it is. So we get this VIP whole treatment, and you get a tour guide who literally walks you through the park for about 6 to 7 hours, and they walk you to the front of every line, and they walk you to the front of every show, and they give you background information about it. And also because it's Universal, they do a studio tour, which is traditional 45 minutes, where they just take you behind the scenes and see the video sets, and there's some interactive rides as you go on it too. But because we were VIP, we get our own bus, and there was only 20 people on the bus, and it went 2 hours instead of 45 minutes, and we actually got to walk on the live sets. So as all the buses, that's the other thing. How did it feel when people were looking at us? Because we cut in front of our tour guide was reckless, was savage.
Excuse me, VIP coming through. Excuse me, I need you to get out the way. I need my tour group to stay together.
And you can tell the people was looking like, who the fuck are they?
Get the fuck out of the way, poor.
I've never been a part of a hierarchy system before, but it did not feel right.
Get the fuck out the way.
This is what the oppressors must feel like. There's one guy who was trying to get through the line. I guess somebody with a wheelchair was going the one way. He was like, pause. Come on, go around. I was like, he's in a wheelchair.
He's like, he's in a wheelchair, Mark. Damn. Let the guy in the wheelchair by. He was not playing around.
But, and then after that, excuse me, they provided us lunch, which was an all-you-can-eat buffet with everything from filet to I know I said this weird, but unlimited drinks. And for all the folks who've been to theme parks, liquid is a commodity.
Yes.
What's it called? Currency.
Yeah. I drank about $300 in bottled
Nero
water.
had to drink at least $300 in water because everywhere we went, it was cold water, hidden away. It was like, you thirsty? Here you go. I was like, what? These waters are $6 a pop. Nero drank at least 10 things of water.
I'm telling you.
And went to the secret bottles. It's secret clean bathrooms. Clean bathrooms and unlimited water alone was worth this tour. I've never been so hydrated after a tour, after going to a theme park. Usually at the theme park, you'd be sunburned, dehydrated, and tired. Me and them was hydrated. We felt good. After the tour ended, they was like, well, you can go ride anyone. Just show your badge. You still go to the front of the ride. We rode the Mummy 4 times. Just casual. To the point when people start seeing us going again. Look, I think these niggas is cutting.
No, you see this VIP?
But that was surprised me. Yeah. How did you feel about that? And then we can talk about the rides a little bit.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
I think, one of the things is once I found out.
It gotta be so expensive with a family.
Once I found out I got this job, I was like, oh, we're going all out for your birthday.
Yeah.
because I know you was like just counting, trying to figure out how to make the best experience out of this, and I
On
was
the
like,
budget.
yeah, on the budget, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's your birthday. We going out and you're going to have a great time. And that was more or less my goal. It was to like, I know you have, you sacrificed a lot of things, with just moving out here, being one of the primary breadwinners and just like to support me and supporting this podcast, right? That I was like, well, we got to do something. We got to take it up a notch. And, I really didn't know what the VIP was going to be because I'm a poor black kid and ain't never been to no theme park other than Cedar Point.
Well, I've been to a couple. My parents done took me to a couple, but they ain't buying no VIP, honey.
But they ain't
even buying the express pass. They like, you better take this general admission and meet me meet me at the gate at 7 p.m. Because my mom like, I ain't about to be playing in them lines. So here your ticket, you and your cousin or your friend. Y'all meet me at this gate at 7 p.m. I don't care if you only rode 2 rides.
Right. But I think it was dope, A, for me to like not ever been to that park.
Oh,
but,
yeah. So I bet that was
B, to actually have a tour guide tell you about like
all
different things, all the intricacies, like the special things about the park, as well as tell you like a breakdown of each ride, right?
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool in itself there. Like this ride here is only going to take about 22 seconds. If you don't want to ride it, that's cool. We're going to be over here. But let me get y'all to the front. Yeah. And like he literally walked us to the front, past the people who got fast pass and everything, and we was always like next in line. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was dope. The water aspect of having something to drink
all the time
was amazing. The fact that we rode water rides and they had ponchos, like for free. Mm-hmm. That was dope.
And we the ones getting on the ride. Look, we about to go on Jurassic, and all of a sudden everybody busts out a poncho on one raft. Everybody looked at us like, what the fuck?
Where the hell these ponchos come from? I thought that was dope. The tour was pretty amazing as well.
The studio tour was really lit.
Yeah,
that's worth it in itself.
Yeah,
to go on the sets.
Yeah, the fact that you get to go on the sets, the fact that you can go on like some of the behind the scenes things, and
I think it was still
like
amazing.
Play and take pictures and things of that sort.
Yeah, I think the most amazing set was the plane.
Yeah,
they had what is it?
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. They still had the actual plane that appeared in there, and usually they drive by it in a studio tour, but we got to actually get off and like walk amongst it, and that was like, it almost gave me chills.
Yeah,
and so did the Psycho House. The Psycho House was kind of creepy.
Yeah,
and they said during Halloween time they opened it up so people can kind of walk closer. That would be creepy.
Yeah.
The best rides, though, I think the best rides there were the Mummy, and Transformers.
Yeah,
the Mummies was lit.
I agree.
The Mummy was like a fast roller coaster. I don't even know. It didn't even go nowhere, but it was lit.
It was lit. It was. Well, it's not Fast and Furious. Transformers was dope.
Transformers was really good 3D.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else 4D? You like there?
I was unimpressed with Jurassic Park. And that was the longest wait. People was waiting 2 hours for that. We waited, what, 10?
5.
20 maybe? I think that was our longest wait. We made it maybe 20 minutes to ride Jurassic Park. And we could have wrote it again, and I was like, not interested. It was, I don't know. Like
the thing, it was lackluster until the end. The only thing, well, spoiler alert for anybody just trying to go. The only thing that was real dope about it was the drop at the end and being in the water ride. But the rest of the ride at the beginning, it was very, very lackluster.
It was like you was just riding down the river, and then it's like they'd jump out these old animatronics. Right. And I was like, this is not scary.
Right.
I think it would have, a better Jurassic Park ride would have been like if they had you in the Jeep and you were like that type of ride, right? Like Bumpy in the Jeep or something, and then had the 3D that way. But that was underwhelming. We already tried Transformers was good. What's actually lit is Harry Potter though.
Yeah.
Especially if you're into it. Like Niam's like I'm just getting him to watch. Like, have you watched all 7? You only watched like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I usually watch those during the Christmas.
Have you got through all 7?
Yeah, I got through them. So, but not actively got through them though.
Oh, so you not? Do you know the story, or not really?
Kind of.
So if you really like, I'm a fan. So going there was like, dang, Hogsmeade was lit. I will say, just being there. Like, if you got a kid who like Harry Potter, be fucking careful because they get niggas out there.
With that wine fitting?
They get, what's it called? They got a whole thing where you got to wait. We waited 3 minutes. people waiting an hour in line so they can go get selected for a wand. To just look at somebody else be selected for a wand. And then after you selected for a wand, they be like, oh yeah, this your wand. By the way, that's $50.
Yeah.
For a piece of what? For a switch? We charging $50 for switches?
Yep.
So I just seen as like, I don't know how y'all do it as parents, right? Because as parents, it will get you caught up in these streets. But Butterbeer was lit. I got the frozen butterbeer. It's good, sweet butterscotch root beer, worth every penny. Niram gets his classic pickle. Which, why do pickles be so good in theme parks?
I don't know.
I always usually get it if I get nauseous.
What brand is that? Can I buy those in the store?
In the hundreds of dollars people spend.
I don't know, but every time I get a pickle from a theme park, the shit be good as hell. And I did not go to the grocery store and buy a big thing of pickles.
And they don't do the same.
They don't even do the same. Why?
But the Niram got him his pickles. But Harry Potter was gorgeous, though. Even the Harry Potter roller coasters weren't bad. The little smaller one wasn't bad. It was way too quick, though.
Yeah.
It was like 23 seconds, which was a ripoff.
And people was waiting an hour
for 23 seconds. But the other one in the castle, like if you're a nerd for Harry Potter, even if you don't ride the ride, you would enjoy the castle.
The castle was dope.
The 3D ride was okay. I thought Sora was better at Disney. But Sora was lit at Disney. But that's about it. Niram had some draft Duff beer.
Yeah.
They had a Simpson Land. And I had a Mai Tai. Oh, my goodness.
That Mai Tai was lit, huh?
Yes. I think Universal beats Disney just because of their outward distribution of alcohol.
Absolutely.
You know, Disney, you got to go around the corner under the bench. They don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be in one zone. You can't lead a party. You're like, Jesus, Universal?
Like, you want some alcohol?
Because it was folks on our tour, moms on our tour, because it was kids on our tour. They were like, I'll be back. And this mama stayed with a drink the entire tour. And there's no way if she went on a tour, she could have been that lit the whole time.
What else? Let me mention. The food was decent.
Yes.
It was decent.
It's theme park food. Yeah.
But that filet was all right. What was good was the shrimp scampi. And
look at Nero. You tell me we don't have shrimp scampi at the park.
The shrimp scampi
was lit.
That risotto was good.
Yeah.
And that tri-tip was good.
Sushi.
Oh, that sushi
People
was
like,
good
what
too.
the hell?
Man.
Y'all, we was spoiled.
That shit was worth it.
It was like, it's something, if you can do it, I would do it once. Like now that since I've done it once at Universal, I don't think I need to do it again, but I will do the Express Pass just because I know a little bit now. But like, if it's a new park, look into it. And save for extra 3 months because it's worth it. Because that's how long you got to save for.
Right.
To get it. But then we had, Voodoo Note Donuts?
Yes.
Which was delicious too.
Yeah.
Voodoo Donuts is a bunch of foolishness on them donuts, though.
That's the allure of it, truthfully.
I guess. The fritter I got was too much. I couldn't even get through it. I said, this is enough.
That's just the allure of voodoo. It's a lot of shit. They just do stuff. I had a donut that was like covered in Kool-Aid dust.
God, it's so fat. It's just fat. We just was gluttonous, y'all. And then after that, we literally came home, took a shower, and crashed. And you want to talk about what we did that next day? We slept in late. We didn't probably get moving till like noon or 1 p.m. And tell us about the romantic day you planned.
Oh.
It was romantic.
Yeah.
Tell
you like that?
It. Absolutely. I loved it.
So, I planned this trip. It's like, when Niambi, like, you ain't never been on Route 1 before. So, I'm going to take you there. And I say, well, I can't take you on all the Route 1 because it goes from like Mexico all the way up to Portland. But I can at least take you to some places. So she's like, oh, okay, now, but I'm okay, baby. I can just lay in this bed. And I'm like, no, girl, we gonna go out. We gonna have something a little romantic. So I already had this plan of what I wanted to do, but I wanted to go to not valet, not valet, but damn, what is it called?
Beverly Hills.
Yeah. To just like make sure like plan out stuff. So we went. We drove through Santa Monica. No, first we started at like Pepperdine.
Yes.
I forgot what area is that. Is that Malibu?
Yeah,
Malibu. So we started in like Malibu, Pepperdine area, and we just rode down Route 1. And just took it very casual, right? So we're in that.
Not me at all. You ain't talking about this carefree. You getting to that?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
So just taking it very casual because I was telling Niambi like when, it was like a few years ago. I had an interview at.
That was a few years ago.
Yes.
Wow.
I almost to say about 5 years, but right about now. I had an interview at UC San Diego. So like Niambi had a conference in Long Beach, so I just drove down there, which was like 2 hours, and played there. And on the way back, like I experienced like all of the glory of Highway 1. And like there's like literally beaches alongside the road every so often, and like people would just drive off on the side of the road and just like go enjoy the beach.
Wow.
So after the second beach I drove by, I was like, shit, I'm gonna start stopping and enjoying these shits myself, put my feet in the sand. So I was like, Niambi, like Route 1 is dope. Like you got to see it. There's beaches and yada yada yada. So we started in Malibu and we started going down. And, you know, there's private beaches and things of that sort. And we finally came to one and we sat and chilled in the car and just looked and just enjoyed it. And like Niambi was like, "Whoa, what you doing?" And so I'm pulling her like, "What you doing? Something wrong with the car? Do I need to call AAA?
What's going on?
What's going on?"
Get my card out because you know we don't rent it from Advantage Auto, Disadvantage Auto.
I'm like, baby, chill. Like we just going through here. You know, whew, you got my anxiety up.
Yeah.
And you know, this is where I came up with this whole thing. It's like you gotta come from careful black girl and move to carefree black girl. I'm trying to upgrade you to carefree black girl.
He said I ain't a carefree black girl. He said I'm a careful black girl.
You careful black girl. Because I was just pulling over. Like, we were just driving, and I hit the turn signal over, and she was just, "What's going on? Do I need to get AAA? Yeah. Is it a flat? Is something wrong with the car?" And it's like, no, I just want you to enjoy this beach. Like, look at this view. Whew, I'm over here nervous sweating. She said, "Babe, yes. Like, I told you I was going to show you some beaches."
Yeah, I just didn't know we were going to stop so abruptly.
I didn't know. So, you know, this is when we came up with this whole notion of careful black girl. Mm-hmm. And carefree black girl. So, you know, Niambi is a very careful black girl. Mm-hmm. She's on high alert. Her anxiety is up there. If things happen abruptly or just just out of the ordinary, it wasn't even out of the ordinary because I told her as we're gonna be driving, there's gonna be some beaches or just like random beaches and places where you can just stop and look. Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I forgot." And it's like careful black girl.
Relax.
I'm trying to get you to carefree. I'm not careful. Yes, you are.
Whatever.
You're definitely not carefree.
I'm on a journey to carefree black girl. I'm a careful black girl now.
And so, you know, we kept going. We was in Malibu and we drove down, seen some more beaches and just kicked it. Like we just stopped every so often when there was like an open spot so you can see the water and just stopped and looked, got out the car, took some pictures, talked, you know, looked in each other's eyes.
Oh, Lord.
Told each other we love each other. You know, and just went on from there.
Niram asked me, what did you ask me? What's my hopes and dreams?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we asked each other.
Yeah, like what's your hopes and dreams? Like, look at this water. Look at this ocean. Yeah. Feel this breeze.
If y'all in a relationship with somebody, ask them what's their hopes and dreams. When's the last time you asked them that? Sincerely. Personally and professionally. You know, you gotta split them up. What is your hopes and dreams? It's been a while.
You know, I want to take it back to that first date when I had that picnic.
When we young.
Yeah.
And everything else.
You know, I didn't stop in on the grocery store because we already ate.
Well, I was full.
You was already full.
If you would have recreated, I would have hit the ground. I don't think I would have let you go to the grocery. Like, you had to keep me in the car. Because I'm like, nigga, why is you getting some Doritos? We just riding down the street.
Why
is your blood sugar low? I would have probably cussed you out. What you buying a whole loaf of bread? We leave tomorrow.
I'm just trying to get a loaf of bread, baby.
We leave tomorrow.
Why are you at the deli counter? I don't want no lunch meat.
I don't want. If we won't allowed to eat, I'm gonna pay for it.
I don't want no lunch meat, Nero. That's that careful black girl.
I don't want none of that.
Since I already knew she was on that careful black girl, I was like, we're gonna eat before.
You had to get a Subway sandwich.
And, you know, we made our way down to Santa Monica. We went to the Santa Monica Pier.
Santa Monica is very family appropriate. Yeah. And I got the best mango and watermelon in my life. I don't know what the Latinos doing down there or how they chop it up. It's just the way y'all chop up fruit in Southern California.
Yeah.
How you chop up fruit like that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? They chop up the fruit and they just sell it in the bag.
It's like so handheld. It's almost like a sandwich.
I've never gotten first careful black girl. I don't know about this, but I was like, shit, I was so hot. I said, well, that mama looked like she care. And then you put the little lemon juice and a little chili. I don't like the chili powder on it, but I like a little lemon juice on it. And it'd be cold and good. I said, how they chop it up? I think it's in this knife. And then we played by the ocean. I was scared to go into that pier though. You know, I have a thing. Niram is a Cancer. And he's drawn automatically to water, and he gets his life. And before we left the pier, I was like, let's go down to the water. And Nehemiah, I don't need to go. I said, you're a Cancer. You love water. Let's go put your toes in it. We can't be this close to the ocean not putting your toes in it. And what happened when you put your toes in the water, Nero?
All the little baby crabs and came
All
out.
the little baby crabs. Because you know those little baby crabs. See, I said, look, all your people here to greet you. It wouldn't Nero, oh, look at the crabs. And me, I'm a cat because I'm a lion. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of water. I don't have to really play in the ocean. I don't like being wet, honestly. I think that's what me and Nia, we kind of shared personally with each other. Like, I honestly just wet. I don't even like being wet like in the shower. Like, it's just that I hate being damp. So that's the balance we have to make. I guess I'm a fire sign too. It stings me. I'd rather just be hot.
Yeah.
Eating a piece of mango. And y'all went to that boardwalk and they gave me a little sorry piece of ice cream.
So Niambi got an ice cream.
I'm trying to be
one
cute, live my life. And that whole motherfucker tipped over, but they don't know about me.
Niambi caught it with that one hand.
I caught my bare hand, put it back on that cone like a 5-year-old. I said, I'm not losing this today, Satan. Can we talk? Then Niram took me to Venice Beach. Why ain't y'all tell me about Venice Beach? It smell like PP, oppression, and eclecticism and muscles. What's going on Venice?
It's interesting.
What's going on Venice? I like it, but I have to go before 1 p.m.
It's an interesting vibe to see how, like, Venice and Santa Monica are about 2 miles apart. Maybe, I would say 5 at the most.
Yeah.
And how there are 2 different vibes all together. The Santa Monica Pier versus the Venice Pier and Boardwalk. Beach. It is a different vibe.
What's going on down there? And near I'm looking at them boys and girls on them skateboards, killing themselves, which is cool. Live your life. It was a lot of pee down in Venice, though. Why was there so much pee? The homeless people was real assertive, too. They telling people, they making little art displays out the trash. I'm about tip to the artist. Listen, Gerald.
Be sure you tip the artist.
Gerald, I don't know if this is your passion. Like, it's folks out there really, like, hustling their art. Right? But you can tell some of them was being funny. They just got a basket and they done piled all the trash up talking about this is my art. Nigga, listen. I was born last night, but what?
No, you was born that night, but not last night.
Yeah, okay, whatever. And then, who are some people who still selling CDs? I ain't got nothing to put this in. This gonna be a virus. Where am I gonna play this at? In my car?
Excuse me, can I talk to you? No,
you can't talk to me. And then all of a sudden you transition to this area with a bunch of buff white boys. I said, how is everyone living together? What is this? What is sitting there like this Muscle Beach? What the fuck? The white boys was literally climbing palm trees and drinking creatine. I don't know what the hell was going on down there. You ain't get that near. It was like an abrupt change. It's like we passed this orange building and everybody then became like, looked like they've been training with The Rock.
Just Muscle Beach.
And then you go down a little further. It was just a lot. I think we went too late. And I was able to get some incense though, y'all. That made me happy. They were selling shea butter, incense, lemonade, pussy, everything.
Crack.
I ain't seen so many open drug deals in my life. I said, is crack legal in LA? I said, I know marijuana legal in California, but is crack legal? Because the way they selling this down here, I got to go. Then they made me turn back to Careful Black Girl. So I'm ready to go, Nero.
Careful Black Girl.
Because even when we parked at, it was like $10. He was like, come on down here. I was like, Nero, this might not even be his shit. I was like, well, it's from a disadvantaged rental, so
right.
We're going to see what happened.
Careful Black Girl.
Ciao. And that sand. How y'all people who live on beaches walk in sand? It like pulls me. It's like sinking sand.
It's not quicksand.
Oh, it does feel like that. And then your feet be dry. The couth in me cannot go play in the sand and then walk around like my feet don't look like I've been killing Brits on them. I'd be so embarrassed.
I don't know why.
I said, here, Nero, put some lotion on. All right, what else we do, Nero?
After that, we left and got some food.
And then we just chilled. And the last day, we had an overpriced hotel buffet, which is always mandatory for me. I don't know why I always continue to go to those overpriced buffets, but it was amazing. Then there's traffic, and we got back to Disadvantage Auto. And instead of waiting for the whatchamacallit, we Ubered.
Yeah.
and it was amazing. But overall, it was a really good trip.
So, what was your high of trip? What was your rose?
I mean, the rose would have to be like the all access thing. Like that's something. Like I don't want to say once in a lifetime because I think we're all going to be to a place of financially we can do it. But just I think the spur of the moment of it really got me. Because usually it's something like I said, I just would have say if we would have did it instead of going in August, I'd be like, well, let's wait till October to give me a couple more months to save, and that'll just make up the difference, right? But just doing it sporadically and just being in the moment. Going back to what I said I want to work on in my 33rd year. It's just being in the moment and being present and just enjoying the time that we had in that thing. Because we opened the park and we closed it.
Yeah.
It was good. The low?
The P on Venice Beach?
I don't know if it's the P on Venice Beach. I guess, honey. Like, Venice Beach was nice. It's just the timing of it. I think we went way too late in the evening. The crowd was shifting. I would flip it. Like, I would do Venice Beach in the morning. And then I'll do Santa Monica in the evening, the sunset. Like, I ain't watching no sunset on Venice Beach, honey. When the light catch you got to be out of there.
Because I was like, you don't want to see the sunset? No, not here.
No. Not when that light go out. You looking at the sun, they looking at you.
And I was going to take you to another beach. I was going to ride down to PCH and ride down to another beach.
What's PCH?
Like, that's what it's called. It's like Pacific
Coast.
Yeah, Highway. Pacific Coast Highway.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have a low. Like, I can't even think of the hotel was nice. It was a little older, but it was still nice. Like, it was fine. I don't have a low. I'm grateful.
Okay.
The low, I still haven't got over my cold. That's the low. I'm probably going to be sick in 2 days.
You need to go to the doctor.
But I know.
Told you to go to urgent care before we left.
Oh, okay. Come on.
And get you some antibiotics or something. Get you a Z-Pack and get that shit knocked out.
I know.
Now you got it. Oh, my God.
Come on, Nero. Is it Shout Out Friday?
It's very sexy to see this
Come
tissue.
on. Is it Shout Out Friday?
Oh, my God. Don't point that tissue at me.
Come on.
Yeah, Shout Out Friday.
Hey.
So as always, to submit your Black Love Stories, your 5-star rating reviews, your voicemails, we shout them out on Shout Out Friday.
Cool.
So we got a few. Just a few.
A little piece of something. Am I started before I fade?
Yeah, you can start.
All right. It says, this is the email?
No, Shout Out Friday. 5-star review.
Shout Out Friday.
5-star review.
Okay, so this is a 5-star review. It says it's from Happy Morning. It says Happy Mornings by Jats Farewell. And it says every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Well, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, and Saturday morning. This couple has me cracking up. And I love the realness they bring and the honesty. Just gotta love them. Your avid listener, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Perfect.
We got an email from Shaw. It says episode 3 replay. It says, hi, Niambi and Niram. I'm so happy y'all are replaying your old episodes because Niram is right. It's so hard to scroll that far. LOL. I just want to comment on both of your music selections. I'm 33 years old, and I am definitely a fan of Jeezy when I need some motivation.
We need to see that episode. What you were doing, our favorite songs or something?
Yeah.
Or our playlist? We maybe need to do that again.
When I need some motivation, Jeezy has been a go-to for me.
Jeezy like to drink.
As well. Jeezy like to smoke.
Hey, go ahead.
I do think that the Motivation 101 mixtape was better than the album. Me too.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I was listening to the mixtape for so long, and then they changed the beats and the order of the songs on the actual album, and it just threw me off. I agree. And they took some songs off, too.
They did.
I bought the CD just to support. What is it? Just to support.
I don't even use LimeWire.
I don't even use LimeWire or bootleg him. Jeezy was the soundtrack to my party nights in college.
True.
DMX was my dude in high school.
DMX and that growling. You know they had those top 50 rappers and people was throwing shade at DMX.
Right.
They just, because, he be going through his motion. DMX, I love DMX because, he do be growling. And some people disconnect him. Not discontinue. What is it called? Discredit him for that. But DMX can give you a verse to make you think about yourself, give you a benediction for the Lord, and then talk about some bitches he was having sex with.
Right.
All in the same song. Who else? Your fave could never.
No.
DMX will make you pray.
Right.
Come on. He will. I believe that's the only reason he done got this far. Him and the Lord is in deep conversation.
The Migos would never.
The Migos could never. Never.
She says his first 3 songs was fire. First 3 albums was fire. I called them the brown, red, and black CDs. I even like the Rough Riders compilation.
Not the Rough Riders. Compilate. Well, remember Drag On,
Yeah.
Swiss beats.
Yeah.
Me and my nigga. Oh my goodness. We might have to we have to look at that episode and do our new current soundtracks.
Yeah. Remembering Swiss Beats yelling tugboats.
Tugboats.
Got me reminiscing the old days. But Niambi, I was right there with the gospel music
what
too.
I did.
I'm not a big fan of the Clark sisters, but Yolanda
Hold
Adams.
on. They are not a big fan of the Clark sisters. You have to wait because they're coming out with that Clark sister biopic on Lifetime, and it's all live singing. Jesus brought the sunshine.
Okay, but Yolanda Adams, has me has blessed my life on many occasions.
Yeah, the battle is not yours.
I guess it depends on the type of motivation you need, because the battle is not yours. We'll put things in perspective.
Come on.
For you real quickly. Lately, I've been blending my love for hip hop and gospel by listening to KB.
What's KB? I don't like trap gospel.
If y'all haven't heard of him,
did somebody send me something of like people doing something trap gospel?
Please listen to his album, Today We Rebel.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. Better not be trap gospel.
When I tell you his album is fire,
okay,
for the children, for every children, love it.
I don't like trap gospel. What's his name? Jesus.
And who are you rolling with, huh?
My people.
Disciples.
Better get it right.
Mary better get it right. Moses better get it right. Who?
Jesus.
But that isn't really what I want to ask y'all.
Oh, okay. We done went off topic.
But, Niambi, I know you are really into horoscopes and how they can tell you about a person's personality. How you ever taken the Enneagram test? And if so, what do you think of them?
I have to take it.
I have been slightly obsessed with them for the last few months and narrowed down my number. I feel like the Enneagram has been the best way for me to really help people understand who I am and why I'm the way I am. If you haven't taken a look at it, if you haven't taken a list or looked at it, I highly recommend it. If you do, please report back.
I am. I'll do it this weekend. Thank you so much.
So I hope you have a great birthday.
Thank you, Shaw. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna take the. It's called Enneagram
or something.
Enneagram test, and I'm gonna listen to this KB. Now I don't like trap gospel. I'll be very upfront about that.
Who you rolling with, huh? Jesus.
You know that'll cause me to walk out.
Why?
I'm all set here. Who was that? Was that Sir Jeffrey who sent someone talking about Niambi need to be when people was having church outside?
Yeah.
You know I believe in folks who will shout at any day of the week.
There was in Harlem.
That's why I feel like I be drawn to Harlem sometimes. Because I'm like, yeah, these my people.
All right, we got a voicemail.
All right, let's roll. You got it?
Yeah.
Hey, King Miriam, Queen Niambi.
Oh, thank you.
This is Tisha calling all the way from Georgia. Okay. I just wanted some advice on how to utilize your degree. After you graduate from college. I recently got my degree in
Huh?
What?
Where'd you get your degree in? Is she coming back?
You all right?
Did she tell us to hold on?
I don't know.
Oh,
call 911.
She said she wants some advice about her
Hold
degree.
on, she called back.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
First of all, college is not a means to a job. That's the first lie they tell us. But did she call back?
Yeah, she called back.
Let's see. Hello?
Okay, we're going to try this again. Hey, Miriam. Hey, Niambi. This is Tisha calling all the way from Georgia. I just have a question on how to utilize your degree after you recently obtained it. I just graduated from media communications, and I'm currently working in colonizer hell. And I'm ready to go ahead and take that step out and just do my thing. But I just need some advice from you on how to make that happen. You're very good with stuff like that. So let me know.
Yeah, actually, I think Nero might be the best one to give. You know, I'm a cubicle warrior for a very long time. Niram is definitely more of the creative and get it going. But I would say just off the dome, some of Niambi's advice is to reiterate, anybody out there, just because you get a degree, that is not a means to a job. I think that is the lie that, some higher ed professionals sell you. And I think that's sometimes the dream that our parents sells us because they might not know. When the time they would have been going to college, that has been a lot more reasonable. But with our generation and after, at least for the time being, degrees aren't like trades.
No.
So if you
Unless
go to school
like
for trade, you're not going to be able to get a degree that serves your major right out. Yeah, unless it's like accounting or like it needs to be like a trade or a skill set.
Right.
Then you're able to translate that a little bit clearer to the job, like you said, accounting, nursing. If you're going, even if you do pre-med, you still got to go to medical school. But I guess you could be like a research assistant. So first, I want to say give yourself a little bit of grace because although I do think college is very important, a lot of people shitting on college lately, and a lot of folks think I was gonna get on that wagon. I don't shit on college. I think college is a great experience for folks, but I think people do go in with too much thinking college is just a means to a job, and it's not. It's about exposing yourself to different the humanities, the sciences, helping you think a little bit critically, helping you just see different perspectives, be a little bit more worldly and aware. Like that's what I see college to serve that purpose. Of necessarily a job, but of course you got to hustle up. But you got to be strategic. So I think us first generation folks or our folks from underrepresented populations, we just have to be strategic, and we have to be able to do a nice balance of just learning about the world around us and just rolling around in that. But at the same time, okay, so how do I make my next move? Like, what is it going to look like? Some topics to you. So if you're looking to transition somewhere else in your field and you want to do something else, something that colleges do provide that folks don't talk about enough, or I don't think underrepresented populations or first-generation students use enough, is that alumni network. It is something very particular about niggas who is tied to like the same colleges or like the same universities or like that school you went to. So that media, see who that crew is. It is something very tight about that. Yeah. Even when folks review resumes, folks' ears light up, perk up if they know folks related to alma mater. So this might be formally, informally. Try to tap into that network, even if it's not for a job. See who's in that realm just to begin having conversations for that, because you don't know what opportunities are going to come for that. You don't know what mentorships you're going to get, because if it's another job you want, that usually goes through conversations and who you know. So I encourage you to use that network to...
I want to say the Career Center.
The Career Center is kind of trash when it comes to resumes.
It depends, though. It depends on like the Career Center, because certain Career Centers do have like connections, right?
That's true.
And it's not even necessarily about the whole resume stuff.
Yeah,
I think what the Career Center helps you with is understanding your skills and how you can market them, right?
Differently. That's true.
How to market them differently, and how to even
as an alumni. That's the thing I think Niram's talking about.
Yeah.
You still can use those type of tools as an alumni, and seeing, because usually there should be someone in a career service position who's dedicated to alumni relations or the alumni network who has some type of either career fair or networking when it comes to that. You're right.
And the thing is, like, sometimes their resume shit is trash. But I think how they help you, some of them should even help you how to set up your LinkedIn, how to even do a correct search for a job on LinkedIn. True. Right? So, or on Indeed or wherever, or whatever, because sometimes you just might not even know what the hell you even looking for, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing. Using your network, the Alumni Association is definitely a good one. And then the other thing is, like, if you very new into the field, you might just need to go intern. Like,
go look for free work.
Go look for some internships.
Yeah, and get very clear on what you want to do.
Right.
I know you said media. I'm assuming some type of digital media or something like that. That's what I'm assuming. If it's not, get digital. Even if what your passion is something that's not digital, it's technology. So somehow have the work that you want to do tied to technology or social media, because I think that's the route we're going. Mm-hmm. But get very clear on what you want to do, and see if there's other folks who are doing it and follow their path backwards.
Exactly. Or, you can always take the narrow approach.
Yeah. This is traditional.
Figure out who has the job that you want to do, and reach out to them
directly,
and reach out to them directly. Be bold.
Yes.
Tell them your story and just ask for it there. Can you mentor me, or can I meet with you and have some conversations, right? And to really understand how they got there.
Yeah.
because I found many mentors. As Niambi say, I can be like, ooh, I want to do this. And then voila, a mentor
Niram can
just
be
falls
like,
apart.
I think I want to do oil paintings. And he'll like reach out to the leading oil painter in Europe. And be like, hey, I'm a black boy from Detroit. I think I want to do oil paintings. Will you mentor me? And the oil painter be like, I'm going to fly you out. I'm like, what? So shoot your shot, sis. The worst they can say is
It's no.
Um,
But it's really about that. Like, you got to shoot your fucking shot. Most of the time, they are going to say no. But what if they say yes and they fly your ass out so they can teach you how to do oil painting?
Other things to say is don't be scared to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is what you're hinting at. Do you want to create your own marketing firm? Don't be scared to step out and do that either. I know you're in that you're in the colonizer hell, but tough that out to fundraise for your 5 to 9. So there's nothing wrong with doing both. So before you don't quit the job. Repeat, don't quit your job, because it's a lot easier to get a job while you still got one. So if you can still make it bearable, do your 9 to 5, then come and do your 5 to 9, do that other stuff. Or if it's that unbearable, then start taking some time to focus to go somewhere else. Because I'm a record secretary, sis. Colonizers crazy everywhere, even the black ones. So what? It is black colonizers. Y'all didn't know, that's a different episode. So whenever you're working with someone, it's almost you have to figure out what's your poison. What's the worst two evils? And I'm never telling you to stay in a toxic environment where you're not well treated or they're disrespecting you. But you might go into an environment where everyone's friendly, but people micromanage. So getting very just clear on the type of culture that you want to work with, and you can make a shift. So say if it's unbearable where you're at, your priority should be getting you to another job. I'm not sure how your finances are set up, if you're who you're providing for it, because let's keep it real, some of us got to have a job. So figuring out what's the job that you can at least maintain that still gives you enough mental and emotional bandwidth that you can still pursue your passion, be it if it's creating your own or networking to get to your next point or going to graduate school. So it's going to be a little bit of this is your hustle up phase.
Right.
This your hustle up years. It's going to be a little bit of a balancing for a few years, but due to this balancing, you're going to get into your genius zone. You're going to find your stride. Did we help? I don't know if that was helpful or not. That was realistic advice.
It was real.
I ain't gonna about to tell you to
like
quit your
some
stuff.
real shit. Yeah.
Don't you quit that job until you find a new one.
Y'all wouldn't.
And don't you go up in there talking about I hate this motherfucker. Don't you do that.
Like, I've been working on my blog, my personal blog, the health and fitness, since 2012.
Yeah.
And like, it's been times where I picked it up and worked on it more. There's been times where I put it down because of like different obligations and things of that sort. But that is one thing that has helped me hone my skills. When I wanted to do a podcast or learn about podcasts, started my own.
Yeah.
Right? When I wanted to learn about like social media ads and Facebook ads and
start your own.
And Google AdWords, I ran it from my own site first.
Yeah.
And honed it and became better there, so I can be like, yes, I know how to do this.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, ain't nothing wrong with going for your own.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know what your ultimate goal is, and there's nothing wrong with working with a tart firm either, but it's nothing wrong with creating your own either, sis.
Right. And that's the thing. And sometimes you got to use the things that you like, your hobbies, as the sandbox for your career. Because everything about what I do for my blogging and like my other blog and my other website and the podcast and everything I do has been a sandbox for my career.
True.
More or less, like everything I've learned how to do for those things, I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And it took me those years to experience to do that. But it's something great to be like, to have your own LLC and put that down as your as one of the things on your resume, like, I'm a business owner and do this, and you can use that to flip it to anything that you want to do.
Yeah.
But you are learning on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, there's no course that can be able to teach you the things that life and experiences are going to be able to teach you on the fly.
True.
Especially when you're banking on shit to win, right?
True. Don't be a careful black girl. Be a carefree black girl. Go for your own, sis. Do a mixture of all of it.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster. You say you just graduated too? Go for it. You're going to fall and bump your head and scratch your knee, but don't let that discourage you. You know you're on a mission and a path and a purpose, and don't be relentless with it. Want to close us out?
Yeah, so as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. That's black with no K. To leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to that website. We got that SoundCloud and we got that voicemail, and that's at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. 1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember,
love is ever evolving. Peace.
Peace.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
Bye.